Hi friends, how are you? I hope you're having a magical day. Today's video is how to heal with your energy. And this is a really exciting subject because we have that ability to actually heal ourselves with our energy, with our thoughts. And you may be wondering, well, how do you actually do that? How does that really work? There's a few prerequisites, I believe, to really being able to understand this further. One of those is to understand the power of meditation. And if you haven't seen my videos on how to move an object from a distance, how to move an object with your mind, how to move fire, how to move water, these are very tangible examples on how consciousness has a direct effect on the things we see. And even the things that we don't see physically with our eyes, like water, we can look at them through a microscope that allows us to see those things with our eyes, to be able to see the things that can really be brought about when you take water, you put a thought in that water, and then you freeze that water, and then you look at it through a microscope. And that is one of the experiments that Emoto did on water. I recommend you highly check that out, because that's also another example on how consciousness has a direct effect on things. Also, the double split experiment is a very tangible example, I believe, that allows you to see that when there's an observer that is anticipating for the electron to move in a wave pattern or straight, when that electron is being observed and it's being tracked with a device to see how it's moving, whatever the observer thinks is going to happen, it happens. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's talk about some of the things that are truly going to be some of the fundamental elements that are going to be the foundation of building that possibility for healing. So number one is to be able to control your thoughts. Now what I found is really amazing that a lot of people cannot do that. A lot of people cannot just sit still and actually be able to quiet their mind and quiet their thoughts. A lot of people cannot do that. They have what they call the monkey mind. They continue to think things. So here's how you do it. You get into the lotus position, preferably. You relax, or you sit in a chair with your feet flat and your back, your vertebra completely parallel, not to the chair, but just completely straight. You take 3 deep breaths, and you just have an exercise where you exercise thought control. And in this particular exercise, you will not have any thoughts. So you can have different thoughts as far as the thoughts that you decide to bring in that you control. So for example, you can have an exercise where you're not thinking any thoughts. You can have an exercise where you're focused on outside sensations, as far as the feeling of water, or the feeling of fire, or the feeling of air, or the feeling of the ground and heaviness. And these are the 5 elements you can master. And there's a lot more to be said on that. But as far as something very tangible, I think is exciting, is really being able to move a little piece of foil balanced on a needle. Once again, I think this is one of the most exciting examples, really, because it's so tangible. It's so obvious. You can see it right there. A lot of people, you know, if they can't see it, they can't taste it, they can't hear it, it doesn't exist. You know, it's not real, right? And so we have just a plethora of information of documented individuals, including Jesus and Buddha and Bodhidharma, and just so many of the greats and people actually to this day that have studied this, like you know, there's just so many books that are written on this. I mean, we can just go down the line, but I mean, there's dozens and dozens of books that are pertaining to healing, like Tadashi Kanzawa. That is one that I think you definitely want to check out, where it was all based off healing with energy. And the focus was there, and this is something that you can do in your thought control exercises, is to feel the hand feedback sensation and the foot feedback sensation, and have that intention that that sensation and that heartbeat that you feel and that air that you breathe with your dantian, with your stomach, full, deep, relaxed, control breath, that right there is bringing in the healing energy. And when you can focus on that continuously and not bring about any other thoughts, the longer you're able to do that, the more healing energy that you will be able to channel. And how amazing is it that we can actually do that? Now, the reason I, once again, thought that this thing of moving the foil was so exciting, because I said, if I can do this for an extended period of time, I can just change my focus and change it to where I'm now bringing on healing energy for an extended period of time. And I know it's working, because if I'm in a high concentrated state, if I'm in the theta or gamma state that's conducive to abilities to be able to take control of the quantum unified field and be able to tap into that infinite field and be able to change literally just about anything that you can imagine, as far as the molecular structure of water, being able to change our own chemistry, being able to bring our healing energy, being able to absorb the electrons and that are conducive to healing energy. And this is something, once again, that is just truly astonishing. You can find stories of healing in prayer that are actually resulting also in that particular type of phenomenon, where you're creating that cognitive ability in the brain to generate those particular brain waves. You can also do that with meditation and focus. So it really is coming down to very, very simple. It's coming down to thought control, intention, focus, meditation, in the lotus state, 5 minutes a day minimum, and take that further. Play some meditation music in the background if you want. Play something that is possibly educational. That's what I do too. I play something low in the background that is going to educate me, but very, very low, where I'm not really distracted by it, but it's allowing me to subliminally download some of that content, so I'm like getting 2-in-1 type of thing. So Tadashi Kanzawa, one of the master healers, healed over 10,000 people, had his own academy, and was featured on the Discovery Channel and many other channel platforms, being able to make animals fall asleep with a distance just by doing this, and then the animals fell asleep, and he was able to heal them with his energy. Really, really astonishing. And in his books, on healing with Cairo and the study of Cairo, really goes in depth on the study of that energy. And there's various other books like How to Heal with the Human Energy Field and Qigong, and there's just so many books. Enter the Infinite, Enter Mopai. There's just a pile of these books. And so going down the line, I mean, really does create a portal, a doorway, an avenue of opportunity for us to embrace that healing energy. Where before, there could have been a little bit of doubt, and unfortunately that doubt causes that energy to not come in. So it's like moving the foil. If you have doubt that you can do it and doubt that it's possible and it's not real, then you're not going to be able to do it, because there's already that doubt. But if you have that emotional state, that feeling as if you are already healed, that is one also of the key components here. That's one of the nuggets. That emotional state, that feeling of being in the present, that you are healing and you are healed right now, this moment. And that level of intention, concentration, and focus and emotional state, if you can stay on that particular thought wave, you will actually create that. That is really, really amazing. And already modern science is already starting to figure that out. But of course, Big Pharma doesn't want anybody to know about these things, because then they wouldn't be making us much money. And of course, there's always that plan to be able to control the many so the few can benefit. And of course, with this type of idea, could be taken so much further. Jesus was really one of the people that embodied this. And we're now merging into the age of Aquarius, the end times, the end of the dark time, and the return of the Jesus consciousness, the return of the Buddha, new prophecy, the age of enlightenment, where people actually find out that those leaders are actually trying to trick them and not trying to help them, and trying to create these schemes to be able to take all the money in the end for themselves, and create stress and create fear and create doubt that they'll be able to get ahead. But guess what? Goes right back to that. If we believe we absolutely can as a society, and we reach critical mass, and we have that intention, and we have that confidence, and we have that belief, and we have that conviction, and we have that framework of belief in our subconscious mind, it's done. It's our reality. That's the truth. And at the same time, you know what? we have this lifetime here, but there's also the thought of reincarnation. You should look into that as well, because one thing that we're guaranteed is death. So don't be afraid of it. Don't welcome it. But at the same time, be appreciative for the life that you have this moment, and bring on that actual emotion of feeling like you're absolutely in a place of being healed, and you are healed. Whatever it is that you want to bring on, whether it's the belief in Jesus, the belief in God, the belief in the unified field, the belief in consciousness, or all of the above combined. But there should be no doubt. There should be absolutely all levels of pristine and clean conviction on this, without a doubt, to be able to create that level of manifestation. And we absolutely can do that. I thank you so much for watching, my friends, and I hope that you have an absolutely marvelous day, magical day. Take care.